This is part 3 of my recap on I somehow got strong by raising my farming skills. At the end of the last episode, Al saved Helen from the evil dragon Ouroboros, but just as he defeated the dragon, he suddenly gets stabbed by Helen. Al is confused and tries to grab a potion, but struggles and drops it. Helen attacks him again, and Al barely dodges. Al tries to ask her what's going on, but Helen charges to finish him off. But suddenly a wing gets in the way. The holy dragon, Mirage, appears and reveals that Helen is being possessed by the evil dragon. The holy dragon heals Al and lends him his powers, but ends up collapsing as a result. He tells Al that he has given him the power to purify the black dragon and save Helen. The evil dragon laughs, thinking Al wouldn't risk hurting Helen's body, but Al instantly punches him. The dragon is shocked, and Al can see in Helen's eyes that she wants him to stop her. Helen seems to return to herself, but as Al helps her up, she grabs him, and the evil dragon's soul bursts out and dives into Al, trying to possess him. He declares his victory, but there is a problem. Inside Al's heart, there is only farming. He is shocked that there is nothing besides growing and harvesting crops. There is nothing he is able to corrupt, and he is rejected from Al's body. The holy dragon gets back up and uses his power to purify Helen. The evil dragon's soul is shattered, and the holy dragon thanks Al for his help. The beam of light fades, with Al and Helen left unconscious. When Al wakes up, he finds himself at the guild. Phallus hugs him, happy he is okay. Al asks what happened to the dragons, and Helen tells him that Ouroboros was purified, and the holy dragon also disappeared. Al asks if Helen is okay after being possessed. She says that she is fine, and has also gained the ability to transform her arms and legs into dragon claws. Al is shocked, thinking she is still possessed, but Helen shows she can freely control the power. She plans to use this power for good and save people in the future. Helen suddenly asks about Phallus's relationship with Al, not recognizing her as the princess because of her magical hairpin. Al gets a bit worried, and Phallus says that they are childhood friends. The guildmaster bursts in, along with Jake and his friends. They are glad that Helen is okay, and amazed that Al defeated the evil dragon. They wonder how the palace will reward Al for defeating the dragon, and Phallus swears there will be a huge reward, almost accidentally revealing her identity. They have a party to celebrate Al's victory. Luke teases Al for not drinking with them, but Phallus can read his mind, knowing that Al is thinking about harvesting his potatoes in the morning, and tells him he should relax. Helen shows off her new power to everyone, and they enjoy their night. The next morning, Testa helps Al with his harvest. He is amazed that Al can manage 2 separate farms. Suddenly Rix the mailman comes running by and delivers a letter to Al. It's a letter from his father, telling him they haven't seen him in a while and should visit them. Al is conflicted because he is busy with too many quests from the guild. Back in the capital, Al walks by a tomato stand. He is amazed by its shape and color. When he takes a bite, he is shocked, finding it to be delicious. He demands to know who produced it and learns that they are from a farm from a town called Lalugas. The shopkeeper tells him their secret is that they use a special fertilizer. Al dashes off, arriving at the guild. He tells Helen he needs to take time off from the guild, which causes her to panic. But Al says he needs to go to Lalugas to visit his family and check out those tomatoes. He asks if some other adventurers could cover for his quests, and Helen tells him that she can cover for him, revealing that she has also become an adventurer, thanks to her powers. Outside the guild, he runs into Phallus. She wants to accompany Al on a quest, but he tells her about his plan to visit his parents. She gets excited and decides to tag along, wanting to meet and thank his parents. Al fails to deter her, and just quickly runs away. Al walks through the jungle, getting excited as he thinks about the tomatoes. Suddenly an orc appears, but it appears to be friendly. Al remembers that male orcs are friendly toward guys, but it turns out it wants to bone. Al runs for it, but gets caught, and the orc tries to have its way with him. But the orc is defeated, and Al meets a young girl with blue hair. Al is traumatized from the encounter, and explains this is the 2nd time he's been attacked by an orc. The girl tells him that the forest is dangerous, but Al tells her he is also an adventurer. The girl introduces herself as Ruri, and they find out they are both heading to Lalugas. They decide to travel together, but Al worries if it is okay for her to travel with a man, since they will need to spend a night in the wild together. Ruri jokes about cutting off his head if he tries anything, but says she is not worried because she isn't cute. But Al says that she is cute, and she is flattered. They continue on their way, and suddenly they sense danger. But it's actually just Rix, who delivers another letter to Al. It's a letter from his mother, and Al reveals to Ruri that he has actually been getting a ton of them, so that's why he is going there to visit his parents. But really he is going to find the special fertilizer. He then goes on to rant about tomatoes, and Ruri gets a headache. Al asks Ruri about her family, wondering if they were worried about her being an adventurer all alone, but Ruri says no one will worry about her. Ruri changes the subject and decides they should set up camp. She pulls a tent out of her bag, and Al is amazed she can fit so much into such a small bag. Al wants to know more about the bag, and Ruri tells him it is an heirloom left by her ancestor. Al wonders who her ancestor is, but suddenly his stomach growls and they stop to make some food. Al is amazed by Ruri's cooking and praises her for her use of ingredients. He then asks her why she is headed to Lelugas. She reveals she is going for training. She has heard rumors of demons appearing, so she is going to investigate. Al wonders why she is doing something so dangerous, and she reveals she is actually the descendant of the great hero that killed the Demon King. Al is amazed to learn this, but is still worried for her because she is a girl doing this all alone. Ruri freezes up and is surprised someone is actually worried for her and thanks him for caring. They decide to get some rest, and Al chooses to sleep outside on the floor. Ruri tells him to share her tent, saying she trusts him, but Al thinks it's inappropriate. Ruri mentions there might be more orcs, and Al quickly changes his mind. Al is surprised that Ruri has 2 sets of sheets. She tells him that it's her dream to have a friend chat with her until they fall asleep. Al decides to help fulfill her dream, but she ends up falling asleep right away. In her sleep, Ruri attacks Al, and he has a troubling night. In the morning, they reach Lelugas, and Ruri wonders how Al became injured. Al plays it off, and they enter the town. They say their farewells, but Ruri tells him that she enjoyed traveling with him and wants to join him again. Al tells her to be his escort for when he goes back to the capital, and she happily agrees. She draws him a map and tells him to find her when he is ready to go back. Ruri asks around about the demons, but nobody has heard anything. Suddenly she hears a scream, and there's a girl that claims her sister was abducted by a demon. She tells Ruri that her sister was taken into the Phantom's forest, and Ruri quickly goes to look for her, but there's a man that watches from a distance. Meanwhile, Al goes to visit his parents. As he goes to ring the bell, the door bursts open, and he gets tackled by his mother. She is overjoyed to see him, and ends up choking him with her hugs. Al struggles to breathe, but his mother doesn't let him go. His father appears, and punches him in the face, thinking he is doing something to his wife, but then realizes it was just his son. His wife gets mad, dragging him back into the house, and punishes him. They have dinner, and Al is fed delicious food by his mother, while his father continues to be punished. Al compares the food with Ruri's cooking, and his mother suddenly becomes interested to know if she is his girlfriend. His father tells him he should get married and have babies, but his wife breaks his back, saying Al is too young for that. Al explains that Ruri was someone he just met, and his mother apologizes for jumping to conclusions. Later, Al's father asks him about his business, and Al tells him he is there for the fertilizer. His father points out on his map where he can find it, but then asks Al about the marked location. Al tells him it's the hotel where Ruri is staying, but his father doesn't remember there being a hotel at that spot. Al then goes on to ask his father about the demons, but he hasn't heard anything about that. His father tells him it's time for bed, and Al quickly steals his father's bed, saying that he can't go back to his own room because his mother is waiting there. The next day, Al picks up the fertilizer and decides to go visit Ruri. But Al suddenly hears screaming, and he runs into the crowd. The man says he was attacked by a demon, but says he got away thanks to a girl with blue hair. Al asks for the location, and quickly runs off to find Ruri. The man gets back up, and with a snap of his finger, the crowd and hotel are revealed to be an illusion. Al runs through the forest looking for Ruri, but finds the girl Ruri had met before, getting attacked by a demon. Al easily destroys the demon, and as the girl thanks him, she also turns into a demon and attacks him. But Ruri suddenly appears and saves him. She tells him that the forest is filled with these demons, but that's when the man from earlier appears. He was also the merchant who originally told Ruri about the rumors of the demons. The man calls Ruri a fool, and says she is unfit to be a hero. But that's where this video ends. Remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.